Welcome to sports, everybody. Last night we told you that the Bahamas Baseball Federation presented plans to Sports Minister Charles Maynard for the construction of the new Andre Rogers National Baseball Complex. Tonight, Nico Scavala tells us what impact this new facility will have on local players who want to make it to the next level.
One of the things that's going to happen as a result of Anton and the rest of the guys getting these second and third and fourth looks by the major leagues is that the major league scouts are going to start to say there's something good happening in the Bahamas, and we're going to be able to benefit by virtue of having these facilities, because we're going to find that many versions of training camps are going to be held in the Bahamas as a result of the natural talent that they are finding.
Besides having a world-class baseball facility in our country, the baseball complex offers a top-notch facility for our athletes to practice in when they return home in the off-season.
The influence that they will have in terms of promoting their country and promoting the facilities in their country is going to be tremendous. And so we expect to benefit from what they're doing as well. That's just how it works.
Anton Richardson, who plays professionally for the Orioles, and Albert Cartwright, who plays in the minor leagues for the Phillies, both chimed in, expressing how it feels to have a facility like the Andre Rogers Complex constructed.
You know, it's exciting today even thinking about it, because we've been without a stadium now since 2006. And, you know, like, I know that personally I want to come back home and I want to train in the Bahamas. I know that Albert wants to come back home. He wants to train in the Bahamas because it's important for us to be a part of the community. It's a part of us. It's important for us to be around the Bahamian people, around the young athletes that want to play baseball and try to inspire them. So it's exciting, and I'm hoping that it can happen sooner than later, so that we can have the opportunity to use these facilities.
When I was growing up, having senior baseball, I was out there on the team, but I not necessarily played. But I just watched the older guys, how they went about their business, how they played the game. And I think it's a key development to just have it out there.
President of the BBF, Craig Salty Kemp, also shared his views on the matter.
I'd like to see it happen one day where we have several young men who would have played their baseball career, stay in the system, be there to assist other young men that is coming up, and certainly to help us to develop things like this throughout the Family Islands, in New Providence, in wherever, but to help us comprehensively.
For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Nico Scavella.
All right, thanks a lot, Nico. Well, after putting in the necessary time over the years, the youthful Lady Cougars finally able to make it through to the New Providence Volleyball Association playoff rounds this season. Unfortunately for them, though, they ran into a very seasoned Scottsdale Vixens team who were not quite ready to relinquish that title. Nevertheless, the Cougars had their bright spots and proved they are now a team to be reckoned with.
Any number of those girls on Vixens team but have played on the same Cougars team. And they never made it to the playoff, but now you see what has happened to Vixens. They are 7 times defending champions. So I anticipate that these young ladies, you know, as they continue in this sport, they're going to grow from these games.
What are your expectations heading into next season?
Well, you know, being juniors and 1 or 2 of these young ladies will be leaving the squad, so it's going to be a rebuilding process. But that's to be expected when you're dealing with school-age children. You know, so there are going to be 3 or 4 girls who are going to be remaining. I'm hoping that they're going to get their game level up to even beyond what they're doing now. And I anticipate that these girls are going to make the playoffs again.
Have you identified any younger girls maybe to bring into the program to help this team moving forward?
Oh, yeah, we're always doing that. As a matter of fact, there are about 4 or 5 young ladies who did not play this year who will play next year. We didn't let them play this year because they're only 13 years of age. We don't like to start them until they're 14.
I know you guys didn't get to go to junior CVC last year. It's coming up this year. Is that the next process now for these junior girls?
Yeah, and in addition to that, we do have a couple young ladies who are not here with the team. They are in Canada, and one, of course, is in the United States. You know, but I'm really thinking that these young ladies, they're gonna perform well whenever they do travel. They played well this year. Any 1 or 2 of these young ladies, if they were to play on one of the senior teams, would really excel. As a matter of fact, the setter was leading in setting percentage right up until the last regular season game. Janelle Curtis, she has led the league in scoring at age 15. That's not heard of before. So I'm very proud of these young ladies.
Well, after playing a limited number of games before the Christmas break, the government secondary school's basketball season resumed with play this past Monday. The C.R. Walker Knights senior boys saw the court twice during the week and won both games comfortably over C.V. Bethel and Doris Johnson. Our Julian Gibson asked Knights coach Trevor Grant how he feels his team is doing at this point in the season.
Looking pretty good. It's basically a rebuilding year because the nucleus of the team is 10th and 11th grade. We have one 12th grader there coming back from last year. But right now, it's just getting these guys focused and doing what they're supposed to do. We shouldn't have any problem this year.
Can you guys contend for the Hugh Campbell Basketball Championship this year?
Oh, we can contend with anybody this year. I mean, I'm not even thinking about the Hugh Campbell right now. Right now, I'm thinking about just regular high school right now because what I saw is happening with our program in the Bahamas right now, especially in Nassau, it's a disgrace to see. I just cut 3 guys off of my team what didn't qualify with their GPA standard, and they were key players on the team. We have to stand for something from the ministry point. You have to come up with a GPA for these kids to work towards. But if you just got it open like that, then when these basketballs start bouncing, these kids will be just out here creating problems for society.
How many basketball coaches you believe allow their players to play who don't have that 2-point GPA?
Well, it's a different from coach, footstool, and SETI. We have a quarter handful of coaches in the Bahamas who will stand for something. You understand? And then we have the rest, we're just in it for the paycheck. They don't give a hoot about the kids them. If you ride around to some of these coaches or schools what's supposed to be having practice, they're not even having practice, they're having shadow practice. And I feel like if the ministry putting something in, I've been saying this over and over, if I'm paying you to do something, you need to have a system in place for checks and balance.
Well, the Law Enforcement Sports Challenge starts next week Wednesday in the nation's second city and has a big boost for sports tourism, says Director Tyrone Sawyer.
This is a very good addition to our sports tourism calendar. What we in the Ministry of Tourism attempt to do is go across all of the different sporting events as a way to stimulate growth in visitor arrivals and growth in room night arrivals to the country. And what better way we thought than to find a way to use the affinity of our law enforcement officers. And what we sought to do, working with the organizers of this program, is to attract law enforcement security services personnel, not just from the Bahamas, but from around the world.
Well, the Bahamas Professional Golfers Association starting 2012 off with its annual general meeting and election of officers. Sammy Kemp was elected president. The vice president is Henry Williams. Chris Harris is the secretary. Marcus Pratt is the treasurer, while Alex Gibson and Lou Kilman are in charge of public relations. For Kemp and his team, the road ahead promises to be a challenging one, as golfers at the amateur and professional levels have run into some speed bumps with facilities here in New Providence, forcing them to rely on courses in Grand Bahama.
They're not telling you they don't want to play. That's just what they're charging you will not allow you to play. In comparison to our economy is not as solid as we want it to be right now today. So it's a little difficult for the average Bahamian who wants to go there. And even the youngsters, it's very, very difficult. So Freeport is basically the only option, as you're seeing all of the guys here. We fly down this morning to come down and play with the guys. And Lou and his people here done an excellent job of being able to take care of us every time we come here, and also the reef. So we really appreciate the accommodation that these guys put out for us for coming from Nassau to play down here.
And that will do it for sports.